Hi, in this lesson we will continue to work with GeoFW a bit more. Since I have a dual monitor setup, and you might as well, I would like to have the main window start on the monitor I'm actually recording or working on. So in this lesson we are going to learn how to take the monitors, see their parameters and settings, and especially how to move windows between them. So we can use the function GeoFW get primary monitor to get a monitor pointer. Then we can pass on that pointer to other functions like GeoFW get monitor position. So this is our primary monitor. We also need to save this position in a variable. We already talked about vectors, so we're going to use a vector2 from the GOM library. This will be a logical monitor position and not the physical one. If we might minimize this window and go into this display settings, you can see that I have a dual monitor setup with my main monitor on the right. This is the monitor I'm also recording on. But Windows usually starts on the leftmost monitor and not the primary one. So now that you have an idea how my system works, let's get back to the code. I will go to the precompiled header to include the GOM library for the vectors. We will be using them everywhere for graphics, and now this error in the main file is gone. Now the function getMonitorPosition expects the address of two integers where the position will be set. Since I want to fill in the vectors x and y values, I pass an address to each of those. We have an error now because vec2 contains two floats. We actually need an ivec2 because we want a vector of integers. We can also call this function GeoFW setWindowPosition to change the position of a window. And I will zoom out a bit to capture both into view. Here I forgot to add the ampersand symbol to the address of y. We can build and run, but nothing happens. This means that the primary monitor doesn't actually return the monitor that Windows has as number 1. So what we can do instead is take all the monitors, and here I will put them into a span, since GeoFW will return a pointer of pointers. We will need a separate variable for keeping the count. So let's create one and initialize it to 0 for now. Then we construct the span with the result of the function getMonitors. And this function also takes the address of an integer variable to set the count. And we pass the count to the span too. It gives an error because GeoFW works with integers and not unsigned integers. And let's also rename the variable to monitor count for more clarity. We can then get the monitor position for the second monitor in that span. And for a bit more clarity on what is a span, I will extract this to a separate pointer of pointers. So the span is constructed from an array of pointers and its size. If we then run the project, you can see that the Windows is almost in the correct place. I cannot reach the title bar though, so I cannot drag that window or close it. So the window position didn't actually include the title bar. I would like to now center this window on the monitor. To do this, we will need to make a simple calculation. First, we need the window size. We can get this from the function GeoFW getWindowSize. And here again, we pass the address to variable we want GeoFW to initialize as well as the pointer to the window. We also want to have the monitor size, which can be taken from the GeoFW getMonitor work area. The work area has 4 values because it is the area without the taskbar. On Windows and on other operating systems, the taskbar can be on different places. We currently just want a simple center, so we are not going to care too much if it's pixel perfect. We don't care about the start position of the work area, so we pass no pointers. We have everything to make our calculation now. And here I will show you how the vector math works. We want to get the new window position. If we get half the monitor size, we will get the center. We also want to add that to the monitor position, but also a window position is set from the top left corner. So if we leave it like this, the window will start at the center, but will mostly be in the lower right. So we will also need to take away half the window size. And I renamed this variable for the monitor position here. We can now use the window new position for setting the window position. If you run it now, you can see that the window is nice and centered. In summary, this lesson we learned how most of the GeoFW function works. We also learned how to do some vector math. Here, when adding or subtracting two vectors together, x's and x's are added and y's are added. So this is it. See you in the next one.